This is the story of my everyday life. My name is Yue Pan Pan. I teach children to play the piano for a living. If you're wondering why the piano looks kind of small when I'm right beside it, it's because I'm fat. What's worse is that I'm a fat woman. Well, do you think that going on a diet is the first thing I think of every day? Do you really think that I would do anything just to lose all these excess pounds? No. Not at all. As long as I feel fine, then there's no need to worry. I won't go on a diet. No one can force me to. For somebody like me, love life is pretty depressing. I have to be the one to make the first move when I meet someone. If they're not happy, it's always, thanks, goodbye. Like any girl, I'd like to be courted too. After we make a real connection, I would like to have a steady life with him as well. But I have to be in charge of our finances. I'd also love for us to live somewhere far, where we can become prosperous and grow as healthy as we can be. Once again, my name is Yue Pan Pan. I'm right here. Where are you?
I really don't like men who shave.
You're a very picky woman.
Yes, I am.
So you say you're warm-hearted?
People say I'm a great partner.
I think I've seen what I needed to see.
So are you interested to see those who came before you did?
I think I've seen what I needed to see.
Oh, no, I'd rather we take care of each other.
Now that you know his heartbeat, girl, and she seems to be interested as
I really
well.
don't care. I feel the same.
You got divorced and I got dumped. If you feel tired and need a break, I'd be happy to walk with you any day.
Good evening. You are now watching If You Are the One. We'll be back.
Welcome to Jiangsu TV's If You're the One, presenting your host for this evening, Meng Fei.
Welcome to the only dating program on television where what you look like is nowhere near as important as who you are. This is If You Are the One. My name is Meng Fei. Welcome to the show, everyone. Today is the 11th of January. Is that right? They say that we celebrate Bachelor's Day in our country today. But there's another Bachelor's Day for older men, November 11. So I have a story for everyone. On December 3, 2011, there was a young man named Cao Shang. He was studying for his doctorate degree at the China Agricultural College. For whatever reason, I'll never know. However, that was about 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Unfortunately, he didn't pick anyone from the show. He didn't like any of them. But after the show, ladies sent him messages. And he eventually found somebody that he really liked. They dated for a year and a half, and I just heard from him again, and he told me that they're happily married now. Let's take a look at them. And let's see what they look like now, shall we? Here it is. Yes, that's him.
She's so beautiful.
That's their wedding picture, isn't it?
It is. This guy, he told us that the girl's mother didn't like him for her daughter. And, well, they didn't live in the same city, but he didn't give up. He would make video calls just to be able to talk to her every single time. He also wrote her letters, 60 letters. That's a lot of letters, I have to say. He would always make it a point to call and talk to her before she goes to work. And then he would also call her right after she gets off work. Then after some time, the girl saw exactly how sincere he was, and even her mom felt his sincerity, and that's a great thing. And that's why she decided to stay with him. The guy said that the city of Nanjing is a lucky place for him, because he found this girl by being on this program. He was supposed to be here, but he couldn't come because of an interview. I remember, Miss Wang. You gave him some advice to remember when he was on this show. What were those words again? I can't remember because I'm getting old, so let me check my notes here. Oh, yeah, here it is. It's a very important piece of advice, don't you remember? This is what you told him. The earlier you finish your studies, the earlier you'll enjoy a happy marriage. And you gave him more advice after that, right?
Yes, that's right. He sent me a message telling me of the good news, and he reminded me of the advice that I gave him here on the show. So I shared more pieces of advice. I told him to do well at his job and to prioritize his family, and we must have a baby soon.
You see how great Miss Wang is at giving advice? You don't need to go to a temple. Just see her and you'll be fine. And that's all you need. If you don't want to celebrate Bachelor's Day on your own next year, sign up and join the show. It's really easy. That's all you need to do. Let's now meet the 24 young ladies for tonight's show.
I'm a barbarian, I'm cloning. You was sleeping on me, you was dozing.
Good evening to you, ladies. Your lights, please. Joining us now is Miss 23. Please introduce yourself.
Good evening, my name is Wei Jin. I'm 27 years old. I'm a woman with purpose, and I know exactly what I want to have in life. I wanted to work in Beijing when I was in college, so I never considered having a love life back then. Now that I've spent 5 years in Beijing, I finally own my own house and my own car as well. Some people say you're a princess if you rely on your parents, a consort if you rely on your partner, and a queen if you rely on yourself. And if you make this queen fall for you, you're going to become an emperor. I'm willing to be your queen if you have the looks of an actor and are very manly. If you fit the description, I would love to go to the Aegean Sea with you. I'm looking forward to meeting you. Thank you.
Wait, you're only 27 years old?
Yes,
and
that's
you already
right.
have a house?
I happen to have a house and a car
look,
as
there's
well.
no need to brag. Buying a house in Beijing is already good. I went to a party the other day, and I met this poet, a Mr. Wang from Guangdong, and he said that before he reached 30, he wanted to have a house of his own. As for me, I've already fulfilled half of that dream right now. I'm 30 years old. Honestly, you're so much better than he is. I mean, you have your own house at 27. You're welcome, by the way. I'm serious, you know. I meant every word that I just said right now.
Oh, thank you.
The rules of this program say that if our male contestant gets no less than 22 likes in the first round and finds someone on the show, the couple will have a chance to take a trip to the Aegean Sea. So to the audience, do check our show on Sina.com and on Weibo. Let's get this show on the road. Let's call on contestant number 1.
I'm Yubo, 28 years old from Beijing.
Welcome, Yubo.
I brought a little something for the three of you.
Okay.
It's a sketch.
My profile pic on Weibo?
Oh, here, take a look. Oh, that is for you. This is for Miss Wang and Shanghai.
Hey, mine kind of looks like a monkey. But Shanghai really does look like a monkey. I'm good.
I'm looking at it, and yes, it really does look like a mountain ape. Oh, well.
It's really cute.
Thank you. Really.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was.
Oh, you know, I also have something for the ladies.
You have something for them as well.
Yes.
Cool.
True.
This looks all right. I think it's great. It would look good as a logo. It's got that special something to it, and the yellow background really suits the design. I must say, I could really
So if you're
use
going to
this,
make
yeah.
your own brand,
Yeah, I would.
you're going to use that as your trademark? Really?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you could do that. That's a great idea.
I really like that yellow background, Shankai.
Oh, I can make yours yellow too.
Why don't you make the mouth bigger while you're at it, too?
So what did you bring for the ladies?
Well, I brought these yellow ducks for the ladies. It's a special souvenir from the city. When you look at it, you will think of Beijing.
Oh, a couple of real ducks would be good too.
I'll give
Go
them.
ahead.
I see that you have an artistic...
This yellow is really striking.
I hope you do like it.
Really?
Wait, can I see yours? Can you make it the logo of a noodle restaurant? I think it'd be cool.
Really?
Yeah.
A noodle restaurant? That makes sense.
I'm sorry, that took a while.
It's all right. This show is all about service. We're dedicated to you. Okay. This contestant comes to us today from the Century website. What do the ladies think of you boys' appearance?
Please be kind to me.
They will. You gave them gifts. Oh no, some are turning you down. Wait a moment. Make your choice.
Thank you, everyone.
Number 23?
I really don't like men who shave. For some strange reason, I just think there's something wrong with that. I also don't like it when a man has a beer belly, and you look like you do have one. Thank you.
I'll take note of that. Thanks a lot.
It's okay. She's new. She'll be more gentle next time. Number 9?
Hello, chubby boy.
Hello.
I think that
Well,
chubby guys...
I think you found someone who likes beer bellies.
Right. Well, I think chubby guys are cute. Oh, and about these ducks you gave us, I want you to know that I also hug a duck when I sleep or whenever I feel like I want to hug one. And if I don't feel like it, I can use it as a footrest.
Okay, Meiji,
I have to be very honest with you. That little mustache you have on you, that's something that I find pretty sexy.
You see what I mean?
I actually feel my face is rather fat, so I think it'll need something. But I also have short hair, so.
If you want your face to look smaller, I think you should try and consider getting shoulder-length hair, because that can really cover your face. Let's watch his first video.
Hi everyone, I'm Yubo. I live in Beijing. I work at a publication house. I design illustrations used for teaching materials. People usually think it's not a lot of work, but you actually have illustrations used in a wide range of teaching materials for subjects like math, physics, English, chemistry, music, and more. After work, I spend time building scale models and watching anime series. I also like having friends in my house to play board games. Sometimes we also get together to play basketball, but I have a special hobby, collecting rubber shoes. I have a lot of shoes, just like these ones. I'd wear them a few times, and I'd hide them after that. During my free time, I go around local bazaars, because you can find so many local shoe stores in there. And I learned that if you're as passionate as the store owner, they can become your good friends. All my friends say that I really love collecting shoes. I see that women love wearing heels. Those are hard to wear from the looks of it. Why don't you try rubber shoes? What do you think of this pair, huh?
That's a good pair right there.
You want to say something, Shankai?
I collect them too, but I don't wear them. My feet sweat a lot when I wear rubber shoes. You look at them and they're really nice. If you're able to take care of them, especially the limited edition ones, they can become really valuable.
Really, Shankai? You wear rubber shoes
I always
too?
wear rubber shoes. It's just that I use leather shoes for the show, but I can't stand leather shoes either.
I don't collect them for the value. I just like collecting them. They
look nice, right?
Yeah.
It's just like women collecting bags.
That's right.
Men appreciate the beauty of these things the way women do with bags.
Okay, I want to ask if any of the ladies have a hobby that's pretty similar to this one. Number 3?
I have an interest in collecting glass bottles.
Glass bottles?
That's right, glass bottles. And I also collect gift wrapping paper.
Wait a minute. Are you like a garbage hoarder or something?
Oh no! These glass bottles have different colors and they're really shiny and they look really pleasing to the eyes.
Well then, why don't you drop by my place over the summer and I'll give you all my beer bottles. Number 6?
I really like collecting hair strands and pictures of ex-boyfriends. What I would do with them is I would place them inside.
I'm guessing your ex's heads must look like mine now. You said you collect their hair, right? Their heads must be so shiny right now.
I'm quite sure they still have hair. I get their pictures, then I place them inside separate bags. Write down their names, the year we were together, everything's there. And then after that...
She's afraid she can't tell them apart. Oh,
yeah,
so these are the ones I met that year.
Not at all. After that, I place a serial number, and then for those I really like, I mark them in red, and black for those I really don't like. Oh, and I use blue for the ones in between.
So when you meet a new guy, do you ask, you want to meet the ones before you? Yeah. Before you even realize it, 3 hours have gone by.
And I might not be able to give
Well,
you
you see,
hair.
I don't ever want to forget. That's why I keep all these things from my ex-boyfriends.
It's okay. The more you explain, the less we understand.
Well, the names are already
What
there.
I really
Is there
want is to
anything
be able
else?
to stop at the last page and say that this guy is the one I've chosen forever.
Does that scare you?
Oh, just a bit. I'll make sure she doesn't get too much hair. I don't
Number
have
9?
much.
I like collecting wigs of all shapes and colors. For an ordinary-looking girl for myself, I need to use a wig every once in a while to look different from what I normally look like, so people won't be able to recognize me. That way I can also go out and be carefree and also, you know, do
Oh,
the
wait,
other
number
things.
9. Tell me, are you planning to commit a
I also
crime?
think of that sometimes. At least no one can recognize me.
That's great. You collect stuff for the head, and I collect stuff for the feet.
Wu Yanhua.
I have this friend. She's a bit strange, but not too strange. She collects boyfriends. You can check what zodiac is compatible with you using the internet, right? Well, this friend of mine said she wants to have a boyfriend from each zodiac sign. That's how she says she can say for sure which one's compatible and which one isn't.
So when will she
Would
finish
you believe
collecting?
that?
After the zodiac signs, there are still a lot of animal signs, right?
Let's look at his relationship history.
I've had 2 relationships. The first one was when I was in college. It was really good. But since we were too young, we didn't know how to value each other and couldn't stay together, so we decided to put an end to it. I still think that it was a big mistake. The second one was when I was already working. When she first came to the office, there was a lot she didn't understand about work, and so I helped her get acquainted with how things are done. Our personalities really clicked, so we became a couple. After being together for a year, I was diagnosed with a blood disease. It was really serious, but she never left my side even once. She chose to stay with me and take time off work. I was touched by this, more than she'll ever know. We celebrated our second anniversary in the hospital, and as a surprise to her, I asked her to marry me. She was really touched, and she accepted my proposal. And then she said she hoped to have a baby the soonest time we got married, but I realized that the situation wasn't right back then. We broke up because of this. My kind of girl is someone who is open, outgoing, a bit mature, someone who understands the concept of mutual respect and mutual forgiveness. I'm not looking for looks. If her interests are similar to mine, that would be really great, because I would like that. Thank you.
Number 4?
I just wanted to say, if you collect rubber shoes, I collect rubber shoe boxes.
You can take my shoe boxes then.
I can't buy women's shoes. My feet are too big, so I have to use men's shoes. I always wore men's rubber shoes back in school.
Do remember me then.
I wanted to ask about your proposing to your girlfriend during the time when you had that blood disease. Well,
Okay.
I really don't understand why you did that. You knew that you were sick, but if you didn't know that you were, you would have proposed to her. Don't you think that was an irresponsible thing to do? I have no idea what you were thinking.
No, it's like this. At that time, my parents and friends advised me to propose to her earlier than planned. Because if I didn't, she may be able to find somebody else. I was really touched because she never thought about that, not even once. I wanted to surprise her, and so I proposed to
So
her.
when you were sick, she was there for you and never left your side. And you proposed to her and she accepted it. She fully understood your condition and accepted you just the same.
Yes.
And at the time, you hadn't fully recovered yet. And so what happened was having a child wasn't something ideal. She should know and should be able to understand these things. Why couldn't she realize where you were coming from on this matter? What happened after that?
It's not that I didn't want to. It's just that it wasn't the right time for that yet. In these times, we have to work together in order to succeed, and then you only add a child after that. We should be working together for a common goal instead.
So you're saying the main problem was having a child, aren't you? Uh-huh. Number 13.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but are you trying to tell everyone in the studio that you separated only because of this difference in opinion?
Well, I decided to really spoil her after I got much better. I would always make it a point to listen to her about everything, and I mean everything, but this led to a problem. She wouldn't listen to anything I said anymore, and so we had this thing that if I didn't listen to her, she would start an argument with me. That's
You know
why
what?
we
There
broke
are
up.
really some things in this life that stay exactly as they are from the start all the way to the end. Things like this. The person being taken care of feels grateful and devotes every single feeling that he feels, every single thought that he thinks, to the one who took care of him. And as it goes on, it would eventually lead to... It becomes extremely unfair, and that's not good. And this person begins to show extreme emotion and can fall in love faster than he can spell his name, and he's only being treated a certain way. That's not fair at all. He doesn't deserve that kind of treatment. Actually, nobody does. He should give himself some time, and when he's finally moved on from this one-sided relationship, he can think about entering into a better one again. So you see, at the end of relationships like this one, there's bound to be bitterness between the two, so you should take about a year or so off and then see if both of you still share the same feelings or if things have changed. I think, in my opinion, it's too late right now for the both of you. That's something to really think about.
I agree with everything Shankai said. Take him, for example. Even for those currently in a relationship, I just want to tell all of you that when one side meets something unexpected, be it health or be it family, or the passing of one's parents, or your partner catches an illness, in situations like these, you really have to think things thoroughly. And you cannot make decisions hastily because these things will have a huge effect on your life. Only time will tell if it's a good effect or a bad one. And who knows, it might be too late to fix things when you realize that it was a very bad move for you to have made that decision that put you in the position right now. You never know. Let's watch this.
Whenever I was in school and didn't have any money with me, he would give me everything that he had. He would rather choose to skip meals if it meant him being able to treat his friends with dignity and respect. He would always accompany me to pick up my girlfriend after work because he'd be scared of me walking down the street on my own.
He always makes it a point to take care of the people who really matter to him. If you share the same interests, then you should get together with this guy. You'll be really happy in his company.
Yubo always called me Shorty. There was one time when we went to a restaurant and he ended up bumping his head against the doorframe. That's when I thought that he was too tall.
For the sake of our child, I pray Yubo find someone so our child would have a godmother. Good luck!
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, there's just one thing I didn't understand. Who picked up whose girlfriend?
Oh, you see, we were both working part-time during those times. His girlfriend also had a job.
All right.
And then
So you would pick up his
No, I'd
girlfriend?
keep him company and we'd pick up his girlfriend together. I'd have to keep him company. The thing is that he'll get in trouble if he went back to his dorm alone and the door was locked. Now, if he's with me, he can get away with it. The dorm was really something else, you know.
Well, sorry. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I think the reason I didn't make it is that the ladies thought I was a little too different. And that different isn't always a good thing. Regarding my last relationship, I think they felt that what I did at that time was irresponsible. Although, if I had the chance to do the same thing all over again, I think I still would, because it's these experiences that allow us to grow into more mature and logical persons. I wouldn't want it any other way. About marriage, I'll have to think a lot of things before considering it. I'll only decide after that. But first, I need to find a woman that I can spend a lifetime with.
When the one doing all the caring leaves, she can carry a lot of resentment. She can tell everyone around her that the person doesn't have any gratitude whatsoever, and that's bad. Because honestly, neither party in this unfair relationship has any right to say anything about these things because they're both to blame for why the relationship crumbled in the first place. And on top of that, your sense of right and wrong, your moral compass, shouldn't depend on the presence of another person. When you choose to take care of someone, you deliberately choose to put his or her needs first before yourself. You choose to give yourself to the person in that manner.
I feel that every single word that you just said is correct, Shankai. And this should remind us of that in any relationship. And this isn't just limited to romantic relationships. It's important that,
Yes, you're right.
that we treat each other properly and with respect.
That's absolutely correct.
So whether we're giving or receiving acts of love, the worst thing you could ever do is to make your partner feel that they cannot reciprocate everything that you've ever done for them. It's going to make them feel unloved.
Yes, I agree with you.
And that's not good.
Let's have the next contestant.
Hi, my name is Zhang Zhu Feng, and I'm 26 years old. Thank you. Sir Meng Fei.
Hello there.
Ms. Wang. Sir Shankai.
Welcome to the show, Zhang. This contestant comes from the Treasured Love website. For the ladies, what do you think of Zhang Shufeng's appearance? Please make your choice. Number 15?
Hi there. I really like
Hello.
guys in white shirts because it makes them look clean and presentable, and it makes them look very professional too. Keep it up.
In that case, I should thank the clothing guy at the back. He picked the shirt for me.
Anna?
Honestly, he looks a lot like a Daiden Hada. But that's a good thing because I think that they are really nice guys and treat women with a lot of respect.
What did you say?
I didn't quite get it.
I don't know that word. What is it?
Yes, that is an English word. It means kind of dull, dorky.
Listen, Anna, I hope you don't mind my asking. I just wanted to have an idea. How long have you lived in China?
13 years.
13 years?
Yes, in Guangzhou.
You don't really speak Chinese in your everyday life, do you? But you try, don't you?
Well, my aunt taught me my first Chinese sentence. I studied everything else on my own after that. I do try to speak it regularly.
Can I share something useful with you? Every time that you come here on the show, we'll count how many times you'll use a foreign word. And every time you use a foreign word, then we are going to deduct about $1,000 or so from your salary. Then you'll probably think, oh no. I think if we do that, I'm quite sure that you're going to get better at speaking in Chinese, but I think you should already be well versed in it since you live here. All right, now let's watch this.
There was once a quiet boy. He was alone. His parents switched jobs often. By 6th grade, he's been to 5 schools. He had no friends, and he kept to himself. And that's how he learned to adapt to the environment around him. He was really lonely, but suddenly, he got himself a break. He found a way out. And that way out was soccer. His life began to have changes because of that. From being alone, now he has friends. They run the same path, with the same intensity, and a strong sense of brotherhood they share with one another. He began to open up. He still runs the race, but is now able to run much further. After college, he joined the largest management consulting firm in the country as a consultant, dealing mostly with numbers and writing financial reports for the many business entities that his company renders consultancy services to. I am Zhangzhu Fang, and I take a look around, waiting to meet someone like you.
Xiaolongni?
Hello, Shufeng. I believe that the environment is very important. When I arrived in the country, I found that my personality changed as well. For one thing, I really love getting into conversations. I'm really talkative.
And you found out you didn't?
If there's anything I learned from studying in a Chinese school, it's that Chinese don't really like to speak too much. You want to say something, but you keep to yourselves instead, and it's like this. You really want to tell someone you don't like them, but you only say it in your head instead. But then that's because you want to be considerate of others' feelings.
So you're saying that for you, whatever you think of, you say it right off the bat.
No.
You think we don't say what we really feel?
But then that's a good thing. It's really good
You
because...
make it sound like we're sneaky. We express ourselves. I mean, look at Shen Kai. He's really ugly, isn't he? I always tell him that.
I think our contestant is talking about those who speak without actually using their heads to think first. You know, people who are extremely tactless.
That's right. Tonight I'm here on stage to show everyone how much I've changed since then.
So you're here to show us how good we Chinese are, right?
Oh, really?
Would you look at that? Amazing! Someone turned on the light. Number 22.
I was really touched by the video we saw earlier. You have no idea.
The video? What is it about that video? What part of the video really touched you?
Well,
I want to know so I can see what you saw.
It's the part where he said that his childhood was a really lonely one.
Was your childhood like that?
Not really. I had a happy childhood. I feel that men like him should be taken really good care of. And when he said that he had changed and that soccer was what kept him going, that's when I saw it. I saw what I really wanted to do as well. And that's why I pressed my button.
Thank you.
You know what I think? She wants to take care of you.
Oh, no. I'd rather we take care of each other.
That's great. Okay. Yes, number 1.
When I saw you from the side earlier, I'm not sure, but I think I saw a semblance between you and my ex-boyfriend. Just from the side.
Let me ask you something. When you mentioned your ex-boyfriend, what kind of emotions did you feel?
I was dating my ex-boyfriend for more than 5 years. We eventually decided to break up because I graduated from college, but I'm still friends with him. It was a good breakup, so even after we'd
I'm
already
sorry, but
broken up,
why did you break up?
Because I started working and he was still in the thick of his life as a college student. There were other reasons as well, but for the most part, we didn't fit and we were already struggling to keep our relationship going and it was really hard, so...
I'm sure you're wondering why I asked her this. There are 2 possibilities. One is that she feels great talking about her ex-boyfriend because of the good times. There are other people who get angry at the mere mention of their ex-boyfriends. I asked her that because I wanted to know which among those 2 possibilities she felt for her ex, and since she said you have a resemblance to him, I know how she feels now. So now I understand what number 1 here is talking about. That's great, isn't it?
When she said he looks like her ex-boyfriend, I thought, oh, she made her choice. It's A. She looks like it.
Yeah, every time she sees someone that looks like her ex, she's like, oh, look, it's my ex. And then she says it so happily. Really happily. Oh, wait, hang on. Let's watch this first.
Even though I like sports, I started reading. They said girls like that a lot. I received gifts and even letters. At first, I would respond nicely, even though they weren't my type. And that's only the truth. There was a problem. This kindness was mistaken for encouragement, and they pressed on, even though I told them to stop. I tried to think of ways to turn them down, but failed. So I tried another approach. I became cold to them, and even though I offended some, I felt at peace. I have fallen in love just recently, in fact. The girl I was with, we broke up 4 months ago. She was a year older, and at that time her family became really sick. They had one wish, to see their daughter walk down the aisle and get married. But I wasn't ready yet, so I decided to break up with her. It's the saddest thing I ever did. I may be a quiet person, but I can really be romantic if I wanted to be. I once rode a train for 24 hours just to be able to give a girl a very special gift. I'm willing to be the one that takes responsibility for all my actions. Tears and laughter don't matter. What does is that I would be able to share the experience with a girl. I want a girl who's strong, who is opinionated, and I'll hold her hand every step of the way.
Well, it certainly looks like you were quite a popular guy back in school. Did lots of girls write you lots of letters?
Yes, more than the usual, to be honest.
And you said that you never really found a way to turn them down as gently as possible and without hurting their feelings. You never found another way to do it, really?
Even if I was older then, I don't have much experience, so, well,
Did anything change today?
No one sends me love letters anymore.
Shankai, do you have anything that you can share with us? Like how a handsome young guy can turn down a girl without breaking her heart, for instance. Any insights?
I have never received a love letter in my entire life, so I have zero experience with this. I'm really sorry.
I can't believe that. I think you're
I'm
trying
serious,
to
Miss
pull our
Wang.
leg.
I've never received any. I love the way that I am right now, earning a lot of money, and yet nobody wants to kidnap me.
Well, that's not what one girl thinks. In fact, this particular girl told me to ask you whether you're already married or not. And you never mentioned
never been
anything
married.
since you're so low-key.
Tell her I'm not.
Oh, okay, I'll tell her.
Okay. I always used to respond whenever I receive letters. If one wrote me 100 words, I write back 100.
Really? You don't get tired?
Oh no, I really love to write. After that, a friend who saw me told me not to do it anymore. He said that if a girl writes me a letter, I shouldn't mind her, and I should just walk away and not do anything. Well, I only followed his advice.
I don't think that's the right approach. That's really rude, you know. Someone puts effort into writing you something and doesn't get any reply in return. I suggest saying, hey, right?
That's funny.
Trust me on this one. If a girl tells you she likes you and she wants to become your girlfriend, if you tell her, hey, she'll surely get the message.
You know, there was this time when I told a girl all of these things and all she ever told me was, oh.
My daughter's exactly like that. I would text her a really long message that took me 20 minutes to write, and the reply she sends only says K. Isn't that rude? Number 5, you have a question?
I think there's really no changing one's personality. Everyone has a lot of faces that they show people. And depending on the kind of environment that you're in, you only choose one that fits. Oh, and on rejection, it's not something that I'm afraid of. I'm actually more afraid of making a choice and the reasons behind it. Because it's what determines what you're rejecting.
Are you always faced with choices? I mean, regarding boyfriends, that is.
Yes, actually.
That's amazing. Well, if you can't choose, you can come over, right?
I actually didn't think they were any good.
Number 12.
Even as a young girl, I've always been known to be an introvert. You could say that I wouldn't leave the house even for a month. There were days when I wouldn't say a single word to my classmates at all. That's exactly the reason why they gave me the nickname Old Hen. I really wouldn't talk a lot, and I think that what number 22 said is very true. I think I do need someone. I need someone to take care of me.
You could get yourself into a self-help program, you know? Or maybe read books about psychology. I really like reading about these things. If you find out the reason as to why you became an introvert, you can instantly take it away from your life. And I'm telling you, you'll see. You will be more comfortable opening up to everyone. And there won't be any exceptions.
So do you think his advice is making sense?
Oh, yes, it does. He makes a really
Won't you
good
become
point
even more
there.
secluded if you read psychology books?
Well,
I mean, you could go
admittedly, not
nuts.
everyone can do things the same
And
way, you
even
know.
the world's best psychologists have to see other psychologists when they're afflicted with conditions just like these in order to realize that there's something wrong with them. There's no way self-help would be able to treat these things. There always has to be some external force that would help you walk the path to discover and recover. You won't be able to adjust accordingly if you do this on your own. Worse, you might even end up having multiple personalities, and that's very dangerous because the tendency to lose one's identity becomes more of a probability than a possibility.
Let's watch this.
He's really a great guy. He doesn't like to smoke and he doesn't drink at all. And he can cook quite well.
He likes his freedom. He doesn't really want a girl who would check on him all the time, but if you want somebody bright, he's the right guy. You can put all of your trust in him, I'm telling you.
He's actually a very cultured person. You can see the depth of his comprehension in the things that he writes.
If you want somebody who's dependable, hardworking, patient, strong, and intelligent, then you've chosen the right person. You won't make a mistake with him.
Any questions, number 1?
No, I'm fine.
Congratulations. Let's have number 22 join us. Let's invite number 1. All right, now let's see who Zhang Shufeng's heartbeat girl is. I asked number one earlier. When I heard her say that he looks like her ex-boyfriend, I thought she might feel something. And the best part is, he also feels something. I mean, he looks like her ex-boyfriend. If they do match tonight and start a relationship, this probably means that a woman's intuition can really tell who is the best man for her. Am I right in saying this, huh?
I think we should decide on that after they all leave the stage. I think he's thinking about the same thing.
Hang on, that's in your script? No wonder I'm more interesting. Well, anyway, meeting two people who look alike and getting into relationships with them sounds interesting, doesn't it?
Earlier, you saw him from the side. Now you're seeing him face to face. How do you feel about this?
He really does look like him.
What do you think? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
To be honest, I'm not really sure.
I think it's a good thing because it shows that she still maintains good ties.
They're still friends.
Yes, that's right.
So there's nothing you need to worry about, really. So what are we going to do next? All right. Please pick a topic from the board.
What about interview with friends? Right.
So you picked her? She's a good friend. She'll make way for us when we need help, regardless of whatever problems we're facing. She's always there.
She's the prettiest and the one with the nicest figure among our friends. She's affectionate and understanding. She really is a great dancer.
She's very focused on her relationships, and she's the kind of girl who won't ever leave you, and the kind you can count on no matter what may come your way.
Lulu can really dance. She's very attractive when she dances. Modern dances, romantic dances, you name it, she can do it perfectly.
Lulu leads a very simple life. She doesn't drink, nor does she go to nightclubs or anything like that.
It's easy to get along with Lulu. She's gonna be great for you.
She can take care of people really well. She can be your best friend.
Listen, lover boy, I'm sure that if you take the lead and take care of her, you'll be a very happy man.
By the way, number one, you work as a values education teacher in middle school, right?
Yes, I do.
I'm amazed you still teach that.
Yes, we do.
Last question.
In your life so far, at the lowest point in your life, was there a book or a movie that was able to help you go through those trying times and gave you the strength you needed to carry on? Can you share with me what that book or movie was?
That sounds like a question a values education teacher would ask her. You know what? The book for our generation was by Pavel Korchagin. Okay, number one.
After my high school years, I read this book and it's called Hold Your Right Hand Out. What your right hand holds are your dreams in life. Only when those dreams are within your grasp can you finally be able to achieve every one of them. And that's what gave me the strength to keep going.
Number 22.
I have never come across a book like that, but whenever I feel discouraged, I sit by the roadside and watch people go by. I'm able to find the strength that I need to carry on by looking right into their eyes. But if you still want me to find a book or a movie that's similar, I can try to continue looking for one just for you, if that's all right with you.
Now, before you make your final choice, do you have anything else to add?
When I saw your video interview, I was really touched. I want to be able to take care of you. You might not believe this, but during the part where you reached out your hand and said that you were looking for someone to go with as you ran, I felt my hand desperately wanting to reach out to you, to your hand in your video interview. That's all, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, this is what you felt earlier. Now that you know who his heartbeat girl is, and that girl seems interested in him as well, do you still feel the same way, now that you're standing face to face?
It doesn't matter, I still feel the same way.
I really like your answer. You're very lucky. But it's time for you to make a choice.
Is it okay if I ask you for some advice?
Not a chance. Why would you want advice? Make a choice. Think about it and start walking.
Congratulations to our contestant. You win a trip to the Aegean Sea. You know, I consider myself very lucky. It's such a privilege to hold my heartbeat girl's hand. You know, the moment I saw you, my heart started beating much faster than usual, and I don't even know why.
I really thought that you looked like my ex-boyfriend when I first saw you from the side, but I realized I shouldn't worry because we're still good friends. In any case, I could never say that you were replacing him because that isn't the case. When number 22 burst her light, I got stressed and I thought that if I turned my light off, it would all be over. And I didn't want things to be over right then and there.
Well, you know what?
I really didn't want that.
Number 22 only followed her heart, just like what I did when I decided to choose you. And I wouldn't have done anything differently.
This is lady contestant number 1's second time on the show, and she's finally found a match, and that's really great.
Right, I'm very happy for her. She really deserves to be happy. And me too. I deserve to be happy too.
Moving on. Let's now welcome our next contestant.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ye Wei. I'm from Shanghai, and I'm 28 years old.
Welcome to the show. This contestant comes from the Precious Love website. Oh, not her. Wait a moment.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. Just press again.
Oh, okay.
I think you'll regret that.
Got it.
Okay, we're set. Okay, ladies, what do you think of our new contestant? Make your choice.
Thank you. I actually have snacks here for the ladies, you know, to lighten up the mood around here. Hopefully they're going to like what I brought for them.
So why didn't you say so earlier?
I was really nervous.
It's okay. Don't worry about it, all right? You know, somebody also gave gifts earlier, and one light went out. It's number 23's light. Had you given the gift, then the outcome would have been similar, right? So, number 23? Go on.
Hello, good evening.
Hi there.
When you came on stage, I really thought that I was seeing a gorilla. And you wouldn't stop tapping your foot on the stage, like, at all. I think that men who tap their feet are impatient and restless, and that's why I put off my light.
Earlier, she said that men with long facial hair were really bad, but most of the others didn't think so. Your thoughts?
My mother would always tell me that if I kept tapping my foot, I would lose luck.
Everyone, put your hands down, hands down. Now, who here likes men who tap their feet? Oh, number 5 likes it.
Isn't there a saying that says men tap out fortune while women make a living? That means he's hardworking.
No, you're wrong. Men make you women poor. I think you should go back and check your books again.
Okay, I'll do that.
I just want to ask you something, number 23, since you're new here. Well, I don't know if anyone has ever asked you this, so I hope I do not offend you in any way, but has anyone ever told you that you're a very picky woman? You don't seem to like any of our male contestants, do you?
Yes, because I...
Do you feel that what they say is correct? Do you admit that, or do you deny that?
No, I accept that. It's
So you
true.
really like this?
I am.
Do you think this attitude of yours has any effect on your relationships with other people?
With relationships, I have high expectations, and I'm particular about what I want in a partner. I can make them anxious that way, so yeah, I think it has an effect. I'm just not sure what kind exactly, but I'm quite sure that there is, so...
Well, I hope you become much nicer. Play the video.
Hi, my name is Ye Wei. I'm the kind who really likes to party. I've partied everywhere. Wherever there's a bar, I'm there. I didn't feel any bit of stress at all after finishing college, so I felt that I could live the life of the party. I didn't have a good set of friends at all, and we lived such a hedonistic lifestyle until I got into an accident brought about by my drunkenness. For 5 years, I was forbidden to drive. This experience made me decide to finally turn my back on the wild lifestyle I had and become a more responsible man. I am a man of many interests, but I feel that I lack the energy to pursue every single one of them. I like singing, but I'm not really good at it. I've even tried playing musical instruments at some point, but it didn't work out. I tried dabbling in magic, biking, anything and everything I could try to get my 2 hands on. I learned to survive thanks to the 4 years I spent in Lijiang. I own a survival kit, and I can proudly say that I can survive 3 days in the wild with it without any problems. If you have a liking for unusual people, then I'm the person that you're looking for.
So what does Li Jiang have to do with being able to survive in the wild?
At the time, jungle survival was very popular in the
Go
country.
on.
And I do mean really popular. It became an obsession.
And what does the Lijiang area have to do with it?
There's a wilderness somewhere in Lijiang, but you can cross the whole area by walking in one day.
Yujin Shan?
Mr. Wei,
Hi.
that survival kit you have, what does it do? What things do you always carry inside of it?
Do you have it with you?
It's in this bag here. I can show you its contents and how they can help me survive the
Let me help
wilderness
you.
for 3 days.
Here, just hold the mic.
Okay.
I'll open it for you. And you just keep on talking there. I won't steal
Okay.
anything. Don't worry,
Okay.
okay? Are these melon seeds?
Oh no, that's an insulating blanket you're holding.
A blanket?
This is the most useful. This insulating blanket can actually help with the 3 basic needs in the wild: food, shelter, and water. Yes, it happens to be a very useful tool in my kit. I cannot survive without it.
Oh, wow, it's pretty.
It is, and you can put it on yourself as well.
Oh.
I'm serious about
So you
that.
can really put this on
Here,
yourself?
look.
It kind of looks
I
funny.
feel like I'm going to be put inside a microwave oven.
Now, if you put this on yourself, it's going to keep you warm because it keeps the
yes.
heat inside
Yes,
the
I get it,
blanket.
I get
It can
it.
also protect you from the sun. Just
It
like
can protect
this.
you from radiation?
No, not radiation, just the sun, and people can see you.
All right, I get it.
That's
and what
my
is this
survival
thing?
kit.
Survival kit?
Of course it is.
I'm so sorry for that, folks.
So what's
Those are
inside?
my
Tell me.
survival tools you have there. A compass, a knife, matches, rope, whistle, a survival card.
This whistle
That's
is
pretty
so
much
people
it.
can hear you, right?
Yes, just in case you get lost and you need saving. Sometimes I also put some cookies and chocolate in there whenever I go out.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's
3
right.
days, right?
That's all of
All
it.
right, put that away.
Okay.
17.
Are you bringing these things because of the accident that you mentioned in your video interview? I mean, with the drunk driving and everything? Is
Not
it because
really.
you became scared that it might happen again?
No, not really. It was my fault. I did allow
You
that
almost-
accident to
you
happen to me.
almost got killed, right?
I just came from drinking at the bar that one time, and I had to go home already. I got away with it once, twice, thrice, 10 times. Yes.
Wait, hold on.
You're really
That many
crazy
times.
Wait a
for
minute.
doing that.
Everyone, if you're hearing his story right now, I want you to know that what he
Yeah,
did
yeah,
was
that's
wrong.
right, everyone.
Drunk driving is
Okay.
against the law, okay? Go on,
Yeah.
Ye Wei, tell everyone.
That's right. It is absolutely against the law. You shouldn't be driving when you're drunk.
Well, I've got one more question. You said a while ago that you would always be with your friends whenever you go
Well, I
drinking.
used to.
Is that right?
But I don't do that anymore. Not anymore.
Okay.
Now
Well, you
that I'm
know, if
older.
they were real
Okay.
friends, then they wouldn't even let you touch the wheel when you're drunk. You shouldn't be hanging out with people like them.
She's
you know?
right.
You're right. Actually, they all just got lucky. But I'm quite sure that if this happened to them,
If
then
this
they...
happened to them, they wouldn't even last till New Year's Eve.
Right.
I think so. I think you're right, yeah.
Mr. Wei, when you stand over there, I notice your hand shaking. Look here, everyone. And the rest of you is blank. I want to know why you're like that. Are you feeling a bit nervous?
Yes, I'm very nervous.
It's like you're always buzzing like that.
I look horrible, don't I?
Yeah, you do. In our area, when someone looks messy, we'd say that they're buzzing.
That's what my mom would say.
I think your
She
mom's
says
right
it's
in
not
saying
You mean
good.
to say
It's a
what our
bad
lady
habit.
contestant is saying is exactly what your mother said?
Yeah, that's exactly it. She would always scold me about it.
Let's watch this.
I already said that I really love partying. I also like to play dating games, and then get close to a girl afterwards and then break up with them. What can't hurt anyone won't hurt you. As for real relationships, I've been into 4 failed relationships, and their reasons for leaving me always baffle me. There was one that wanted me to give her something I always carried. Normally, there are 2 things in my pocket, my key and some peppermint gum. I gave her my peppermint gum, and then she broke up with me all of a sudden. I really couldn't figure out why she decided to do that. And then there was another girl who didn't like it when I wore men's perfume, so I stopped using it. And then she suddenly said I smelled like milk and that she couldn't bear it. Then she broke up with me. With my 4th one, I knew that her thoughts were always with her ex-boyfriend. I really wanted to help her, but I never imagined that our relationship would only last for a month, and I couldn't believe it. I never thought that I would spend Valentine's Day all by myself year after year. I'm really saddened by this, because it feels like I'm great at taking care of someone else's girlfriend. I hope that I would get to spend that day with someone special someday. Okay, thank you.
I think this guy's very unlucky. He's had girlfriends and got to spend Valentine's Day with none of them.
That's right.
I now crown thee the king of misfortune.
Gee, thanks.
You're not welcome.
Well, you know, there are 3 dates that lovers celebrate, right? There's Valentine's Day, then July 7, and there's Christmas. For some strange reason, my exes would always leave before Valentine's.
Really?
It's like they never cared about me.
Okay, I get it. So they're together during the autumn festival, on Children's Day, and so on. Have you ever thought about why they left you?
It was never really about love. It was always about worship. It's as if there's tenderness in my pocket or something.
Yes, but did you ever consider just changing the cologne you used because she didn't like how it smelled? Because that would have been much easier for you to do.
She preferred a guy's natural smell over perfume. I guess she prefers smelly guys, and I couldn't accept
What
that.
a sense of smell that girlfriend of yours has.
Yeah, well...
That's hard to believe. Number 7?
Actually, Mr. Wei, when you went on stage, I felt okay about you. In fact, I wanted to help you defend yourself when number 23 said all those things about you, because I knew you were just nervous. But after listening to you and the other lady contestants speak, plus your video interview, I think you're irresponsible. You don't care what other people think, and when you talked about your breakups with Ming Fei, you blamed everyone. But then you painted yourself out to be innocent. I think that you're an extremely shallow person and that you still have a lot to learn about taking responsibility for your actions.
But I never said anything about my ex-girlfriends.
You said you always took care of other people's girlfriends. Now let me ask you, if you didn't spend too much time with them and decided to put effort into your relationships, how would you know if things would work out or not?
How would you know whether or not I put effort into them? People say I'm a great boyfriend.
And yet you use these dating games you play. You know, I think men like you are very...
Actually, to be honest, I'm not into these dating games. For one thing, I don't know how these things even work, and I'd rather go out on dates with real
You're making
women.
sense there.
But Mr. Wei said a while ago that he plays in order to get close to a girl and to break up with them afterwards, because what won't hurt you won't hurt them.
Really?
Do you think
That's
that
what you
getting
think?
close to people is some
I
kind
don't
of
think
game?
it's like that.
Oh, of course not. When I have a girlfriend, I don't play these kinds of games. Sometimes I would just lie in bed and stare blankly up at the ceiling.
Why did you break up with your girlfriends? Is it because you got too close and you got scared of taking responsibility?
No. He said that when he has a girlfriend, he doesn't play these kinds of games.
That's right.
He said it very clearly already.
Yeah, that's right.
But it only seems as if he's pretending to really care about a girl.
Where are you getting this from? What basis do you have for judging him like this?
I'm just
really hope
pretending
that
to care? I cannot accept
Tell
that.
me, what are you basing this on?
Look, he said it himself. He really enjoys getting close to people, but he doesn't treat them
But
right.
he's never
he drops
engaged in
them
this
like
kind
hot
of behavior in
potatoes.
real life. He can't bring himself to that. Any self-respecting guy would never treat a girl in that manner. That would just be awful.
I want to tell the contestants something. That girl didn't have a good reason, so she went looking for one so she could break up with you. What do you mean the perfume wasn't enough? I say she doesn't love you enough.
Oh, thank
you just
you.
said that you've turned your back on partying, right? Well, you should look for a girl who's also turned her back on partying and not someone who's still into it. If you're going to keep dating someone who likes being the life of the party, you will always end up getting hurt this way.
Well, I don't think it has to be someone who is done partying. One's supposed to know when to draw the line.
You're going to have an affair after you get married.
Oh man,
How many times have you been married?
Not yet.
Then how would you know?
It's because, though I'm not familiar with him, I can already tell that he's not a good man just by looking at him.
Made up your minds about him, about pretending to care about people and leaving them after creating a connection. You said that the girl you're really in love with, asked you to give her something that you always have with you, right?
Right,
And
he's
you
gotta
gave
be
her
joking
peppermint
about
gum
it.
in
Yes,
return.
that's true.
I think that's a little funny, you know. I thought you were joking. If
Well-
the relationship was as good as you say it
Is
was,
that the
then
one?
how come you did
I really
that?
love peppermint gum. I can't live without it. I have to have
So
that
you're
every
on
day.
stage and you carry that with you?
It tastes good, doesn't it? Now you see why I like
all
peppermint
right.
gum so much?
But do you honestly think that she was talking about gum when she asked you to give her that thing?
I always bring 2 things with me, my keys and my
Well,
gum.
why did you give her your keys?
Exactly what
I can't
was
give her my keys
thinking.
now. We haven't even talked about marriage
well,
yet.
giving her his keys would be like asking her to marry him, right?
That's right.
Well, how old were you then?
I was 18.
No wonder you only gave her peppermint
That
gum.
explains
Yeah,
it.
Hey,
that's
if
right.
he was 18 and he gave his house keys to someone else, his father's gonna beat him up.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
I understand.
Let's watch this.
I don't care about looks or social standing. I just want a mature woman. I don't want her to question my beliefs or to always think about my exes. I can't take it if my girlfriend has guy friends who actually want to be in a relationship with her, even though we're already together. I hate those kinds of guys. They don't even know the meaning of the word respect. Among the 24 ladies in the room, I think Pan Pan looks like a store manager, and Miss Wu is one who has a very mature personality. You know, I once did something very drastic for a girl. I lost weight like 50 kilos just for a girl. If I put my mind to it, I can be that dedicated, you know?
I've known Wei for several years now. He's a very strong person. It's just strange that I don't want to spend Valentine's Day with him. I guess staying with him is like enough. But for now, I'll just keep saying that to myself. Well, a girl's gotta have her secrets too, I suppose. I hope that the contestants keep their lights on for him, and I hope that whoever his heartbeat girl may be, I hope she treats him like a wonderful man.
I want to ask, if you left the studio without finding a match, do you think that girl would be happy or not? Tell me what you think.
Well, she could be either one of the two, but I still won't stay long with her because...
Her husband?
No, it's because we don't think alike. She's the kind who'll remarry once she gets tired of being in a relationship with a man, and I'm not like that. 5 years ago, I definitely think just like her.
All right then, so is there anything you want to say to your heartbeat girl before you leave the studio tonight?
Well, yes, actually,
hang on.
I would.
Before you give
I
it
have a
her,
gift for
why
her.
don't we let everyone take a look at who she is first? Screen?
Okay. Well, her daughter, she really loves everything Hello Kitty. I always see the pictures on Weibo. This is a limited edition Hello Kitty music box from Japan. I'm very sure that her daughter is going to love it.
What did
I'm
you
sure
like about her?
I like her smile, her daughter, who she is. I like how she stands there on the podium quietly, and she's mature. She's like the goddess in my dreams. I know people say she's a single mom, but, well, I say she's so much more than that, because she's a mother and she's a beautiful woman. Well, and you know what else? I know that in this world, there are many people who use morality to oppose this kind of thing and insult women like her. You know, I hate people like that. You want to know what I'm really thinking right now? I'd like to have a big aquarium at home, but it's fine, even if I don't have one. I also want a big couch, but I don't mind not having that. But if she and her child stayed with me at home, there's nothing else I would ever need. I wouldn't want them to be anywhere else. Well, right now, I would just like to tell Miss Wu that I really do like her. I'm really good at cooking breakfast, you know. I really love cooking eggs, and I know many ways to cook them, and I love to show them to you. You've been standing there so long, and your feet must be tired. Please know that if you want to take a rest, I'm just around the corner and would love to keep you company while you take a break. And I'm not just saying all these things, I really do mean them.
Miss Wu?
Well, first of all, I'd like to tell you that my daughter isn't with me right now. Also, I'd like to tell you the truth. In a lot of ways, I'm still a child myself. You probably saw in my weirdo blog I couldn't cook eggs properly.
It doesn't matter, I can cook eggs for you.
How
No,
could you
actually,
fail at
I
cooking
just,
eggs?
I love eggs.
Something went wrong when I was cooking the eggs. I added enough water and I didn't know what happened.
I'll get you an automatic cooker, that'll help.
People might think I'm mature whenever I stand on this podium, but I'm still just a little girl. I'm very strong-willed, so I'm looking for someone mature, someone much older than I am.
I think I'm older than you.
I need someone who can take care of me and who's been through the same situations that I've been through. That way we can understand each other more.
Okay, you got divorced and I got dumped.
It's not really a big deal.
Just give me a chance. None of
He
that
doesn't
matters
care
to
that
me.
you're divorced and that you're a single mother. For me, that's just really beautiful. And not a lot of men are like
I'm actually very thankful to Mr. Wei. I'm really touched and very excited about all of this. But I think that there's still something lacking, but I'm thankful.
It's okay, I understand.
Mr. Fei, I think I was a little too fierce a while ago, and what Mr. Wei said really affected me. That part about him getting close to women because he believed that he should treat us better and that we should understand and support each other. I'm really sorry about what I said a while ago. I didn't mean it in that way.
Hold on. Please hold on. I'm really sorry, but number 15, could you describe exactly what you're looking for? More accurately, please, before he leaves the studio, just so that he may have a good idea.
He has to live in Shanghai.
But he lives in Shanghai.
I know, and he also has to be older than me, like maybe around 5 to 10 years, like around 35 or 40. And also he has to have similar experience so he can understand me, and
Got that.
that's
Divorced.
right. Yes, he shouldn't want more children.
You do know that trying to find someone that fits will be really difficult, right? The chances of that are really slim, to be honest. On top of that, the person has to really like you, and that's not even a guarantee that you're going to have a happy marriage this
What
time
matters
around.
is the age and location. Everything else
All
I know
I'm
I can
saying
live
is that
with.
finding someone that fits your description will be really hard, maybe even impossible.
It can happen.
Thank you.
I want to ask, when we were talking to Miss Wu, you wanted to speak up all of a sudden. Why did you want to talk? Can you tell us about it?
It's just that I was talking to Miss Huang Yan, and she said that I might have been too harsh. But please don't get me wrong. I wasn't trying to single you out.
Oh, I understand.
I
It was just
understand.
that part. I'm sorry.
I'm sure that you have a really soft romantic spot. I could feel that right now. I do.
I just
Right,
wanted
I do.
to say that if you don't think you can treat people right, then don't even try to get close to them.
Okay, I'm going to remember that.
Well, that was quite a joke. Thank you.
Thank you, Meng
All
Fei.
right, good
Thank
luck.
you, everyone. I'm just happy that I saw her, really. I'm okay with that now. I hope that she gets to find someone suited for her. Maybe it's because of the way I am right now. I'm not yet that mature, and women might not like the way I act when I'm around them. I'm used to things like this happening all the time. Number 7 said that I wasn't safe to be around with, and she's right. I don't want to be like that anymore, and I want to change. The only time people will think you're okay will be when you can change into a much better person. And I'll strive to do that. I might not have gotten matched with my heartbeat girl, but it doesn't mean I only like single moms. I really like women who are mature. I'll do my best to learn to be okay, and when I finally become that kind of guy, I hope that people would vote for me to come back and help me. I really want to find true love.
I feel that who we are as adults are based on our past experiences. It sums up who we are. Here's an example I always like to use. Around 2 or 3 years ago, we had this female contestant. I always tell everyone about her. Now, this female contestant, while she was on the way here to the studio, she bumped into this Western-looking guy. She said that this guy was wearing jeans and Western-looking clothes, but the guy harassed her. She made a conclusion because of this. She said that if a guy wears Western-style clothes, then he is a lazy bum. Then there was this really nice male contestant. He said hello, he gave his name, and she turned her light off. She told him, "You're a bum, you're wearing Western-style clothes, so you've got to be another one of those punks. I don't like you." And that was the end for the both of them. That is what she thought of that guy because of her experience. If you want to know more about our lady contestants, you can get your phone and type in 81403 and add the number of the lady contestant and send it to 1066666620. You can also log on to the official website of If You Are the One and leave a message for each of the lovely ladies standing here in our studio. Next contestant.
Hi there. Good evening. My name is Jiang Ren from Sichuan City, and I'm 30 years old.
Welcome, Jiang Ren. This contestant comes from the 100 Match website. Ladies, please let us know what you think of Jiang Ren. Make your choice. I think you're pretty special, young man. Even number 23 seems to like you. Pan Pan.
Hello, Jiang Ren. I like the denim jacket and the casual pants. It's a good combination, and it looks really clean, and it looks good on you.
Actually, it's a leather jacket.
Oh, it's leather.
Yeah,
you're
it's
right.
leather.
Ping Fei was
Yeah,
talking
it is
about
leather.
jeans earlier, so I thought it was denim.
Okay, Wu
You certainly
Yunhua?
look like you have a really nice and well-toned body, and I'm sure you work out pretty often, don't you, Jiang Ren?
Oh, yeah. I spend around 3 months of every year in the gym.
You look good.
Oh, thanks. You look good, too.
Thank you.
Let's watch the video.
Hello. I'm Jiang Ren. I like motorcycles. I'm running a motorcycle club in the city. We enthusiasts get together for long-distance rides once in a while. My dream is to be able to travel all over the world with my bike. I've been to parts of the world, but I still have a long way to go and more dangers to face. I also run a restaurant. It's there to support my daily expenses. And whatever's left is used to support my dream of traveling the whole world. I know this is hard to believe, but I used to be a makeup artist. I used to work for an internationally known cosmetics company, but one day a close friend of mine said that I've become a little too girlish, and so I quit and left. About the makeup of the ladies on stage, number 1 has hints of Western styles. although it's a little dull. Lu Jinshan looks pretty good. Her makeup suits her personality. Wu Yanhua looks good too, although she can try emphasizing her forehead or having taller hair. I may be from Wenzhou, but I would choose freedom over business any day. Well, what can I say? I love freedom. This is me. Do you like it?
The chances of someone coming from Wenzhou but doesn't like business is a bit like the chances of finding another Earth, isn't it? Don't you think so?
I think around 20% of people there don't want to get into business.
Unbelievable. 20%. Not a chance. Maybe 1 or 2 in 10,000.
No, there are a lot of people there who like freedom just like me.
I'm only speaking from experience. Everyone that I've met from Wenzhou all have businesses. Some are big ones, and some are small ones. They're in different fields, but they're all into business, you know. What's the matter?
Yeah, when you gather a handful of them, the majority will talk about business and how to improve their practices. They really like doing business there.
Well, I think that doing business is a tradition there. They know exactly what is required, and they always talk about how good business is. You know, I can feel it. They really love these kinds of things.
Well, you know, the truth is I don't think that everyone there does business. It's just an impression. What about all the school teachers in Wenzhou? Do they do business too? I don't think so. Who'll teach the students about business? They're busy parents, really.
Well, they chose to teach in school as a business.
Yes, there are some who don't do business there. But actually, I also have my own business. I run a restaurant and I put together bike clubs. It's fun, actually.
See, what did I tell you? He doesn't like it, but he still is into business, this guy.
Oh, all right then. Well, I hope I may ask, among the different professions in Wenzhou, does the business sector have the voice in policy making?
I don't think he's talking about who's got the most money. I think he's talking about who gets trusted the most, who gets to be vocal, so I think the residents of Wenzhou...
I'm not so sure about this.
Okay.
But listen, what I think Miss Wang was trying to say is that there are 2 kinds of people in Wenzhou. Those who like business and those who don't like it. But it's not about the money because it doesn't matter. Just because I earn more than you do doesn't make me better. You may have a small business, but you're still doing business. But if you aren't, the locals might think that you're a little strange. There are people who don't do business. That's how they think. There was a girl who came to the show a few years ago. Her name was Hu Yuexia, and she's from Wenzhou. We invited her to join us on the show. She was to spend an entire day in Nanjing, and then be on the show the next day. On the first day, she went out, found a corner, set up a blanket, and sold the scarves she brought along with her. Don't get me wrong, this lady wasn't in desperate need. She's well off, she's not poor. She didn't need the extra income. She just liked doing it. She spread the blanket, sold the goods, and came back. The next day on the show, because of what she did, everyone knew her, and then she sold the rest of her stuff to everyone in the studio.
From now on, every after program, I'm going to start selling some of my stuff. I just need to figure out which ones.
Number 23?
I wanted to know, what do you think of the way I look today?
You're a bit far.
Why don't you come over for
okay.
a closer look?
No need, no. You can see her from here.
Oh, you look very nice. You look very refreshed.
You mentioned you used to be a makeup artist and found out you were getting girly. I wanted to ask, how did you know you were becoming girly? Do you have proof? I find that hard to believe for someone of your stature.
Well, after I got into that industry, I started making gestures like this. It was awkward.
Wait a minute, what was that thing you were doing?
You know, gestures like that.
You thought it was dangerous?
Oh, yes, that's it, exactly. And then I was afraid I'd actually stay there, so I left soon.
Let's watch this.
I have experienced love before. Romance, bitterness, and betrayal. There was this girl who left a really deep impression on me. I took her with me on a 3,000 Chinese dollar trip to Tibet. And she saw and felt that we were more than just kindred souls. We went through a lot of adventures together and even faced danger in the company of one another. But in the end, we couldn't stay together. Her parents never saw me as somebody stable enough for their daughter. What I want in my dream girl is to have big eyes that flash and shine, and I want her to want to go on adventures with me. If it's not too much to ask, I hope she's not too temperamental, that she's headstrong and independent. Are you gonna be the one who travels with me around the world?
Traveling day in and day out. Have you ever had strange encounters?
I got together with somebody during a long trip, but we didn't have enough time, and by the time we reached the end of the trip, so was the relationship.
To the ladies on stage, have you ever encountered anything strange like that? Wow, there's a lot. Okay, let's listen to number 8.
Well, my experience happened in Austria. I went there for a vacation and there was this person who approached me and said that there was a popular monastery not far from where we were. Because I wanted to travel and he offered to take me there, we both went up, and after he brought me there, he invited me for some coffee, for which I said no.
That's not strange. You turned someone down. That's not strange.
It was a monastery.
Please, explain to me what made it strange.
I think that Chinese women, well, Asian women in general, are sought after overseas.
Although that is true. There's nothing strange about that.
Okay.
What about another story?
None?
Then
well,
you don't
I
count.
have one.
You have one?
Yes, I do. Yes, I really do. I really wanted to go to this place overseas, and this man came over and said that it was really nice up there, and that he was going to take me there right away. It was dangerous. Since I wouldn't dare do it alone, I let him bring me there. But when we got there, he suddenly told me, pay up. Oh, yeah.
And that for you was a weird experience. Is that what you meant, huh? Well,
Well, it
okay, I
did
think I can
happen.
take that. It did seem a bit strange. But I do have to say, though, it's still better than number 8. So, anyone else? Number 4?
I got together with an ex-boyfriend only because of a trip, but you see, there's a big difference when you're not in the real world, because the fact is, your mind and body aren't on guard during this time, so you don't really consider the weight of the things that you do when you travel. When the feeling is great, I'm serious, and we were happy that we were back together, and we stayed together for a while. After a year, we broke up and realized that we met again at the right time, but what we had wasn't really love, but a fleeting emotion. I'm not exactly sure about this, but I think I may have a little insight about your relationship. Maybe that's the reason why you and your girlfriend broke up, because after you took her on that trip to Tibet, maybe it was because it was like, well,
You know, I've heard you talk before and you always hit the right spot. Bam, bam, bam. You're really
Listening to her
good.
talk makes me want to take a sedative.
Oh, yeah, it takes a while for you to say your point, but you say it well. Really, you do. After the Tibet trip, we both became really busy and we weren't staying in the same place. So, yeah, I think it's pretty similar. I guess it's a case of me and her just drifting apart, I guess.
I think that love isn't about whether you can stay together. There are other things that can let you express it, like a stable life where you can deal with life's troubles while having to worry about less.
Talking
Do you get
about
what
it
I
doesn't
mean?
make you experience it. Your experience was very interesting, but not as interesting as mine, where I stayed in Lijiang for many years and no one tried to steal my phone. They said my picture on display looked so bad, so I changed it to somebody else's. Since then, no one talks to me anymore. For real, and I'm used to it.
It's only through experiencing
listen
life
to
that you
me.
find the
The
courage
key
to
is
stay
how
together.
we see these strange experiences as part of a much bigger picture. Do you enjoy that experience, or do you use that as a turning point in order for you to start paying attention and notice the good things that'll come your way later on in life? These are the events that we should all be giving more importance to, because these help us grow.
That's true.
As long as we have love, it doesn't matter where it goes. It's still love anyway. It's like we're staying in the exact same village. I am going to stay here for 3 days. Then this girl is going to stay for 5 days. We bump into each other there, and it doesn't matter if we have our own lives to live. We may drift apart after a few days, but what matters was the time we had. Was it a waste of time? No. I don't think you would look at it that way, would you? Because there are different kinds of love. And guess what? Hey, it's not just romantic. Let's watch this.
Boss Jiang is really a nice guy. He treats all of his employees with equality and respect.
He's the one who likes to live dangerously while staying on the safe side.
He's really handsome, especially when he rides a bike. You could fall for him.
Although when things get frantic, he can't express himself well, and his accent is strange. Those are the only faults that he has with him, if you ask for my opinion.
He doesn't exactly know how to take care of a girl, so if you eat with him, he won't serve the food for you.
I have to admit that he's like a dragon sometimes, because sometimes you get to see him, sometimes you don't.
The last question is for number 19.
This is only because I don't have any assurance right now. If you're on a night out with your friends and I'm here, and I give you a call, is that gonna be a problem?
If it's because you can't trust me yet, I don't see why that's a problem. If you're suspecting me
Yeah,
of
that
being
makes a lot of
unfaithful to
sense.
you or anything, you can always talk to me
Yes,
anyway.
that would be the exact reason why I would call you.
Well, I'm sure I can change this part of me. It's not a fatal flaw, and I'm willing to change anyway.
All right, it's your choice. You can leave with her or say thank you.
Congratulations, you win a trip to the Aegean Sea.
I hope that when we're already together and I call for your help, you would answer my call. I want you to be honest with me, because I can't take a boyfriend who can't trust me enough to share his deepest secrets with.
That I can do.
But I'm going to take charge of your affairs, okay? You can't hide anything at all from me, and I want you to be transparent. Can you do that?
No problem. All I'm asking for is a little space, that's all, really.
As long as you don't betray my
Yes,
trust
no
and
problem.
do not take advantage of it.
Trust me, I can do that. Don't worry.
Okay, next contestant.
I'm Lin Jimin from Shenzhen. Thank you.
Welcome, Lin Jimin.
It looks like a chopping board.
Our contestant comes from the Century website. Ladies, please tell us what you think of how Lin Jimin looks. Make your choice. Number 21.
When you came out, you looked pretty small, and I'll be much taller than you if I wore heels. I'm not even gonna waste my time on you. I'm very sorry.
Number 20.
I can see that he's a bit nervous, but I think a bit nervous is cute. Don't get too nervous, okay? Understood?
I'm so sorry. Things didn't go so well on the trip coming from Shenzhen to the studio, and then it feels like my throat is a little itchy. And
So you're saying you're not nervous?
I'm not.
Are you saying there's something wrong with the air in the studio?
Oh, not at all.
Let's watch this.
Who are they? Maybe no one remembers. Maybe it's the status quo, or they gave up on their dreams, so people have forgotten them. What I'm in search for is a dream where a seeker can hope to be the best in whatever it is that he does. Would you permit him to enter your world? This is Lin. He's a science teacher during the day. He loves his job, and he enjoys spending time with his students. He feels fulfillment when students understand the lecture. The question is he that seeker? This is Lin. He's an independent artist. He looks for himself in his music. He believes in the musician's dream. But one question still remains. Is Lin really that seeker? This is Min. He's a partner in an investment company. He has his own dreams grounded in the industry. But is he that seeker? I'm Lin Jimin, and I am that seeker. Will you allow me to enter your life?
Number 9.
I want to tell you that, like you, I too have a dream. I don't want to be another businesswoman. It's hard to find a single-minded, reliable man. I want to be able to live comfortably with him, introduce him to my relatives, and I would also want to start a family with him. That's the dream I've been trying to chase after. I've been trying to get that dream for the longest time. Mingfei, would you let me sing a few lines for me to express what I mean?
You've sung several times before and nobody could understand you. Last time, number 9 sang in Cantonese, right?
I'll sing in English this time.
Okay,
Thanks.
go ahead.
我遇见谁会有这样的对白？我等的人，他在多远的未来？我听见风来自地铁和人海，我排着队拿着爱的号码牌。
I'm number 9.
That was good, thank you. You're new, number 19. Introduce yourself.
Hello.
No, put that down. This is not a speech, so put that piece of paper down. Okay, go on, introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Liu Yan, 31 years old, and I come from the village known for its culture and its arts and drumbeat music. I come from Changde City, located within the province of Hunan.
No, wait. I've never had a
you.
contestant repeat herself during this segment. Now say that again. Ask for that paper. Put it somewhere where nobody can see it. You know what? Take it away from her. You don't have to say something long. Just say these. Your age, your work, and where you're from. In one sentence, all right? Introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Liu Yan. I am from Changde in Hunan. I work as a vice administrator of a town within the province. I have a master's degree, and I co-administer matters on women's education.
No wonder you have that habit. I'm so sorry for being rude. I'm so impolite. My apologies. It won't happen again.
Yes, it's the home of drumbeat music, yes. It's the town. The town is called the Village of Drumbeat Music.
Well, look at that. I felt she was really different from everyone else. You know what? I'm really sorry for the way I acted earlier, young lady. Now let's watch this.
Two people being together is like water in your hands. If you move too fast, there's nothing to hold on to. I've only loved once, and we were great when we started, but as time went on, our personal spaces became smaller, and she fussed a lot, and it didn't help that she was a picky person, but I still loved her anyway. I eat snacks whenever I watch sports, and crumbs would sometimes fall on the floor, and it would upset her and make me clean it. If I didn't move quickly, we'd fight, and if she ever got home before I did, she'd make sure everything was fine with her before she started looking for me. I couldn't bear it anymore. That's why we broke up. I feel that when two people are together, they should be genuinely concerned. In the life that I want, when we go out of the house, we busy ourselves with our own matters. And when we come home, that's when we enjoy each other's company. If you are that girl, then I have a question. Would you like me to chase your dreams with you? We could chase our dreams together, but only if that's okay with you.
Pan.
Why are you looking for a girl who's obviously taller than you? Is it because you're trying to compensate for your lack of height?
Yeah, I think that you said it perfectly. Yeah, you're right.
Aww.
Yeah.
Well, about that, I hope your dream comes true.
Actually,
you also said,
the girl I used to be with was a bit
but
tall.
maybe you should also look for someone a bit shorter but still much taller than you. By the way, you went out playing the guitar. How long did it take you to learn that song?
1 year's time.
1 year's time? You've got to be really smart, and it helps that you sing as well. Earlier when number 9 was saying what she was trying to say, you were clapping to the beat. I was trying to keep up with you, but I really couldn't do it. Because of that, I have only 3 words for you. You're pretty cool.
Number 17?
The truth is, in my heart, I never thought that there were men who were handsome and men who weren't handsome. I always believed that personality was more important. Meng Fei was someone I always considered to be handsome. When I looked for a boyfriend, I would end up getting one that didn't look good, but then after that...
That's appreciation of beauty. I think Meng Fei is very handsome,
Everyone
too.
has traces of good looks. Mr. Meng Fei really is handsome, and I'm really handsome. And Mr. Shenshai also is handsome.
Right. Yes, that's true. I've always thought that Shen Kai's personality
You
is one
talk
that I
of
would
looks with
really
Meng
like
Fei,
in a
but
man.
personality with me. Seriously?
You know,
Yes.
I really think that this is unique.
Look what you've done. Nobody's happy. You know what? There's something that I really want to know. It doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl. We all have standards, and they're all very different, aren't they? In some, our partners have to be tall. In some others, we have to be shorter. You know, I really don't get it at all. If I'm looking for a partner, she has to compensate for me? What if my understanding is low, then I have to look for someone with a higher sense of understanding than I? Because looking for someone a little lower than I am would be difficult. So which is better, finding someone above you or finding someone beneath you? Why don't we ask number 12 what she thinks?
My skin is a little bit dark, and my boyfriend wants someone with light skin.
Just how much whiter can your skin get before he likes you? So you're not white then? Okay, let's have another baby. Wang Chan, you're looking for somebody who's a bit chubby, right?
No, but everyone says I'm too tall for a girl, but I've never really tried looking for a guy who's as tall as I am.
Try looking for someone mysterious.
I guess.
Shen Kai is right. Look for someone who's quiet.
Why not?
What do you think, Miss Wang?
I was afraid to
Miss
ask.
Wang, could you sum things up for us?
Yeah, could you?
Okay. Sure, I can sum it up, but I thought you were asking
But you're
about-
really good at summarizing things.
Oh, really?
He's right.
Well, I thought you were asking me about that lower...
I wasn't
height
asking
thing.
that question. I won't. Anyway, are your standards high or low?
I really can't say.
Oh, come on, Miss Wang. You can tell us about it, right?
Like I said, I can't say.
Give
Don't
Miss
ask
Huang
me
a hand,
again.
everyone.
Actually.
So which is it?
Well, actually, you really can't tell someone about it, otherwise they may feel really horrible. You do understand my point,
Wait,
right?
wait. We're not even judging anything, right?
Oh, no, but
Isn't
honestly...
that right, guys?
But honestly, I have no
So
idea.
when you were looking for a husband, were you looking for somebody who was as clueless as you are? Or somebody who had a vision?
I'm not saying anything. If my husband sees this, he might ask me the same question. I don't know how to answer that.
Okay, then
really.
I'll ask Shenkai the last question.
Yes. Yes, go do that. It can be fun to put people on the spot.
Well, in my case, I guess I would look for somebody good-looking, right?
All right. I knew you would say that.
Okay, watch this.
Lin is on If You're the One. Every time he goes to a bar to relax, he attracts a whole lot of girls. They all seem to be interested in him.
First of all, he's a very busy person. If you want to ask him to have lunch, you have to set an appointment. I guess what I'm saying is that if the ladies want to find a match but can't find the right guy, then I guess Lin's the man for you. Don't be afraid to go out with him.
He likes girls, but guys like girls in general. He likes girls who are tall and are fair-skinned. You gotta know that. Lin Shimin, if you do find a match, I'm coming over next time.
You didn't get a match, so I guess that guy isn't coming.
He should do it anyway. He deserves a chance. Okay, Pan said something about my height and that I was not the ideal guy for them. But that's okay, because you know what I think? The most important thing about being a man is to have a good heart, because I believe having a strong heart would really help one carry the weight.
If you want to know more about our lady contestants, you can get your phone and type in 81403 and add the number of the lady contestant and send it to 1066666620. You can also log on to the official website of If You Are the One and leave a message for each of the lovely ladies standing here in our studio. Finally, we want to thank Han Shu Hong, BB Shuang for bringing you today's episode. Tomorrow is the show's very last night over in Italy. Please stay tuned.
In your opinion, what important qualities should a dream have?
Well, first of all, it should not be far from what you can really accomplish. It should be near to what your actual abilities are. And second of all, I feel that it should be near your interests as well and related to your inner desires. So when you're in the process of fulfilling your dream, it's within the reach of your psychology and mentality.
I think a dream and what you want to accomplish have to be quite different and far off from the actual capabilities at present. In that way, it can be more challenging for everyone.
Right. That is true as well. It's just a dream. So when you dream about something, deep inside of you, you think that you can make it happen, right? So when you see that light,
when I
you
reach
go
for something
without
far
thinking
off,
twice.
I have to spend a lot more effort and work harder. I think it should be like that
Well, yeah,
for
you have a
everyone.
爱情不能不进不出，往前一步是幸福，退后一步是孤独。在纷纷扰扰之间，我明亮了双目，照亮与我相爱的人。